Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a Fulltech podcast. This is your host, Smango from Kentucky.com. And my co-host isn't going to be here, or Mikey, because of Thanksgiving. And I know the podcast is a little delayed, but here it is. We're here. And what I kind of want to talk about today is the first good first-person shooter on consoles. And I just opened it up. I literally have this game. Still to this day. This little game changed ways first-person shooters was played on consoles. For the good. And let me just tell you right now, it's not GoldenEye. It is not the Nintendo 64. It is a Microsoft product. Many of you might know right now that is actually Halo. The first Halo Combat Evolved. Nobody really called it Combat Evolved, but that's really what it was. It was Halo Combat Evolved. And, man, oh man, I'm just going to go in a little detail about the story and how it started. Where I found Halo, how it began, and I've always been a PC gamer for I don't know how long. Shoot, since I have a Quake 3 tattoo, so that should tell you something right there. So I played Halo then. I played Quake and Half-Life and Counter-Strike and all these awesome mods on Half-Life, Quake. I think I played Quake 2 before I played Quake 3, but I don't think I actually had a computer then when I actually played it. So, yeah, when I actually got a computer, my first game was Quake and like Diablo 2 and like SimCity 3000, something like that. So, when I actually had my first computer, those were the only games I could really play. And, Quake 3 was an amazing game. It was. And Half-Life, amazing. Unreal Tournament, amazing. Amazing shooters. And people, there's not many people that was PC gamers back where I'm from. There's not many PC gamers. So the majority of them was playing like GoldenEye. Don't get me wrong, GoldenEye, while honestly, it's not a very good game. I've never thought GoldenEye was like this. For some reason, it has this perception that it was the greatest first-person shooter that ever graced consoles. And I don't know. I guess my perspective's a little bit more skewed because I played first-person shooters on PC way before I ever tried to play GoldenEye. I played Half-Life, and if you know, that game's just amazing compared to GoldenEye. GoldenEye, you couldn't even aim. You had to use your C-stick. Not C-stick, but your C buttons. The little yellow buttons that nobody wanted to use to aim. How bad an idea was? How bad really was that? That was so bad. And it ran like 10 frames per second. This isn't the knock GoldenEye, but I really don't get the love for GoldenEye. I really don't understand it. Where's that come from? So, I think I was a sophomore, and then this is getting to where I kind of discovered Halo. And when Halo kind of took off, I was in high school. I was about 15, 16 years old. And a couple of older people, I think, might have already been playing it. I'm pretty sure Ageless Fate, if you know him, he's been on the podcast and part of Kentucky Nerd. Pretty sure he had an Xbox and played Halo. Yeah, he's really big into it, but I think his kind of group of friends or that age was playing it probably before we did. But it's not like somebody showed me this game. I started playing. It's so weird how I found out this game. It really was. And one of my buddies I went to school with, it was around testing time. And we was talking about I've always been a PC gamer and, played RPGs on PlayStation 2 or something like that. And we was talking about playing. I was like, man, we need something to do while we're just sitting around, not testing or studying or whatever it is at school, because they let you bring consoles or cards or something, because pretty much you can't do anything. You're just bored the whole time while other people are testing or whatever. And again, to bring his Xbox, he's like, man, we'll play NBA 2K or something. I'm like, okay, cool. Bring all your games, man. Bring your controllers, stuff like that. Well, I've never played an Xbox. I always want to check it out. And, I didn't even know what Halo was. Literally, I think I'd seen a commercial. Or might have. The internet is not as big as it was, or is now, than it was in 2000. This is probably 2002, 2003. But the internet wasn't that big. It was blowing up. Don't get me wrong. It was definitely in the internet age, but it wasn't as big as it is now. You couldn't really find like a Halo review video on YouTube at this time. I'll tell you that. But anyway, I'd seen this on probably commercial or something like that. And I was like, I think I might have read about it in a magazine too, because I did get Tips and Tricks magazine there for a while, and sometimes I'd get like Game Informer, or Game Pro, something. I probably read it in a magazine or something, but talking about how good it was. But we go to school that day, and it's testing day. We get out all these games, and we're going through them, and we play NBA, and I'm like, this kind of fun, NBA. They've been the same since 1998. What's really changed besides the graphics? They've got smarter and better AI and stuff like that too. But, basketball's basketball. It's the same thing. I guess you could technically say the same thing about shooters. Ain't much really changed since Wolfenstein. But I don't know my real point here. I get to looking through these games, and I'm like, hey, this Halo game, I've heard of it. Isn't it supposed to be good? He looked at me and said, no, that game sucks. Me and my cousins played it, and it wasn't very good. I was like, really? He said, I've heard nothing but good things about this game. And I seen the commercials. There was like a guy on the back of this vehicle just shooting stuff all to pieces. And, that was actually Master Chief and the Warthog. And he's like, oh, we can play it if you want, but it's not very good. And after that, it was just kind of like, ever since then, I fell in love with Halo. And then the whole epidemic of everybody getting an Xbox happened. It was so weird how all this happened. I don't know how it happened, really. It was so strange how it kind of took over. And since there was no real PC gamers to land with where I'm from, which is McGoffin County, Kentucky, I had to. So the next best thing was Halo LAN parties. That's what we started. We started, man, oh man, we play some Halo 1-on-1 and 4 versus 4. Shoot, you could do a big team battle, 8x8 versus 8. And this was in 2002, 2003, maybe. I don't remember the exact day when Halo comes out. I don't know if this thing has it on it or not. But yeah, Halo was, I think we ended up playing co-op, then multiplayer, then so many nights of staying up all night playing Halo. It was ridiculous. People would come over every day of the week, and we'd probably still have our LAN set up from the other night before, just so we could play again. That after school, everybody was coming over after school. I was going somewhere after school to play Halo. We was playing Halo before football practice. It was ridiculous. Even the coaches and teachers and everybody was playing Halo. It was crazy. And I don't know how it all come about. I really don't. It was so easy to play and to pick up and, try to get a game going, I guess, because this was the first good first-person shooter on a console that ran really good, too. Like, you didn't really feel like you could have 4-player split screen, and you could land against another Xbox with 4-player split screen. Unheard of at this time. I mean, even PC didn't have split screen stuff. So I'll give credit where credit's due. That was pretty amazing back then, because all you had to do was get an extra controller instead of a whole extra machine and monitor and all the works. You just had to get an extra controller. Even if you didn't have Halo and your buddy had Halo, all you had to do, if we didn't have a controller, we'd put it together and maybe get a controller. It was amazing. So fun. And this was before Xbox had online. What was the first online game for Xbox? I think it was like an Armored Core or something. Before Xbox Live was even a thing, though. Man, oh man, you could play some Halo. Play Halo 1 just anywhere. Like, it's like everybody played it. Everybody. It was insane. Like, people that didn't play video games played Halo. It's so strange. It's kind of like, it's definitely the Fortnite of its era, I guess. Because everybody plays Fortnite now in 2018. And, you still don't get this. So I want to step into another direction here. And, like, the LAN party's dead. And, I don't know if the Xbox had something to do with it. It probably did. But when Halo 2 come out, they brought on online multiplayer, which PC had been online multiplayer games for a long time. Like I said, I've been playing Team Fortress and Counter-Strike and Quake online forever. I would have played LAN if I had people to play LAN with, but I just didn't have nobody to play, local area network with. And for people that don't know what LAN means, it just means the local network that you make. Like, it's not public. I'll try not to go over your head or anything, but a LAN is just actually your local network. It doesn't connect to the internet at all. You share the same subnet, and you talk, your computer or your devices talk to each other. That's how you played. There was nothing really special about it, but that's kind of died now. It's kind of sad because, even whenever online kind of took over, like online gaming really took over, there were still we still had people that wanted to play Halo 1 LAN only, and that was cool. It lasted for a long time, especially where I'm from. It lasted for a very long time. I played Halo 1 on LAN at least 10 years. I was at least 26. No, about 20. 22, 23. Until Halo 1 actually died. The LAN actually died. That's a pretty good run. Almost 10 years. 10 years of LANing. Amazing. Halo 1 was just such a good game. It really was. Halo 2 was a good game too, and we still continue to LAN it too, because, online wasn't the thing it is today. And you could still split screen. Like, you could split screen with 4 people and go online and play other 4 people, which was really cool too. Like, you can't do that now because games have got so, you're expected so much to see on screen, and for whatever reason, Halo and Call of Duty and all that stuff, they really screwed up their aspect ratios now. I don't know if it's because it's so detailed now, but it doesn't play the same for whatever reason. I don't know. I guess I should know the technical parts of it because this is a tech podcast, but for the most part, the way I understand it is because, the screen, you require so much detail in the screen now. Even though our screens have got more detail and they're bigger and cheaper to buy, it's like the pixels can't all fit on one screen and have it be smooth. And Halo 1, it ran so smooth with 4 people. Not real smooth. I think it did have a performance issue, but it wasn't really that bad that it didn't affect everybody. It's so strange. But after Halo 2, that just kind of went away. I don't know. Like, Halo 3, the aspect ratio was weird, and you really actually just wanted your own TV or something to play on. You didn't want to split screen with somebody. Some people didn't even want to split screen on Halo 1 or Halo 2, but it really become a big factor in Halo 3 and just games onward. Like, the split screen wasn't even an option in PC games, so, I never even really cared about it. But just Halo, man, it really had an impact for where I'm from, and that's from McGough County, Kentucky. It really did. Like, there wasn't many people that never experienced Halo, at least my age. Everybody played Halo. They'd have Halo tournaments, not professional Halo tournaments, just like just online, or just buddies versus buddy tournaments. I don't know why we never did go to the LAN tournaments or anything. I think a few people did, but I don't know why we just didn't host our own. I guess nobody really wanted to set that up and want to play football and stuff like that, so we couldn't run a gaming place, which I don't know why we didn't. We should have. For as many people have played that game, we should have done something. But, man, just trying to remember the Duke controller too, how bad it was at first. I don't know what they was thinking with that thing. It was bad. But I still kind of liked it. Like, the triggers felt amazing on it, but it's just too big. And of course, they come up with the S controller. And it's basically stayed the same since... I mean, when you look at the S controller of the Xbox 360, nothing's really changed other than it's become wireless. I don't miss those pigtails either. Remember the pigtails? Little Halo or the Microsoft Xbox pigtail controllers. You lose them like crazy. It was a good idea though, because if you jerked off one of the controllers, it didn't bring your whole system with you, so that's cool. But I mean, the controller hasn't really changed much. 360. I mean, now they got the Xbox One X or Xbox One controller, which is even smaller and has like longer joysticks, kinda. But I really thought the 360 controller was just almost perfect. And then I've never really wanted a Xbox One controller for the PC. I'd use it, but I don't really. I mean, 360 controller is just fine to me. It's just me. I think it's fine, but some people complain about wireless turning and stuff like that. But it's just cool that finally wireless even caught up in the 360 area. But that's for another podcast. Right now we're just talking about Halo, kind of reminiscing about it. But even the story of Halo 1 was really good. Flying out of the big ship at the end, trying to escape. There was just nothing like this game. And they finally brought it to PC, but what a hot garbage mess that was. Halo on PC was just utter trash. And Gearbox was known for making good games. I don't understand what happened there. I mean, they finally, people modded it, and you can actually kind of still play it today with all the free servers and modded servers that's up. So there's that, but it never quite felt the same. It was kind of laggy. I don't know why. But Halo 2, oh man, Halo 2. So Microsoft got the great idea that they was going to sell Microsoft Windows Vista using DirectX. I think 9 at the time. That was the big selling point. And you could only play Halo 2 if you had Vista. And boy, let me tell you what, it made me upgrade to Vista and how bad that was. Vista really wasn't, I don't know, I'm trying not to drown myself here, but it wasn't real bad. It tried to be too secure, and it just caused issues. Then nobody wanted to develop for it. It was really hard to develop for some reason. I'm not sure. I'm not a developer. I'm more in the infrastructure in the IT world, but I'm not sure why the Vista was so hard to develop for. But Microsoft had the great idea that they was going to release Halo 2 Vista only, and it actually was a good game on PC. It really was. I remember playing it, and it ran so smooth. Like, it ran 60 FPS, actually. So, they ruined the game by having it on this Windows Live and on Vista. They ruined Halo 2 for PC. And, of course, Halo ain't really been on PC since. They have the Halo 5 Forge now, and there's some kind of rip-off of Halo 3 multiplayer. I don't know. Apparently, the new Halo is going to be on PC. So hopefully Microsoft finally gets its act together and going to bring its big heavy hitter Halo to a PC, a worthy port to PC. Even though I know they got started on consoles, it's just when it comes to gaming now, you really want that raw power, and the consoles don't really. They sort of deliver it, but not to the point PCs do. And I'll leave you guys with that. Hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. We'll see you next week.